I did a prior podcast titled Should BTS Care About the Grammys? And in the midst of this hell week that has been this week, the Grammy nominations came out. And once again, BTS have not received any nominations for their solo projects. And I guess I wanted to talk about it. Hi, I'm Monique. I am the host of Off by Purple Heart podcast, where I talk to you about K-dramas and C-dramas and BTS and so much more. I'm just going to say, just as opening notes for this podcast, but there are award show institutions that understand the quality of music that BTS is putting out, and these solo projects have been amazing work. So if you can vote, please do so. It is very good for them to continue to get, recognition for the work and skill set that they have put into their very multi-layered, very diverse catalog of music that they've been putting out, particularly with these solo projects. They've been really good. So as I said in the opening, there have been the announcements of the Grammys. The 57th, I believe, annual Grammys. If I'm wrong in that, who cares? Right? But apparently those came out. In addition, we did learn some more news as far as to when BTS Comeback is going to be in full swing, and that will actually be pushed to 2026. I will just say, as an aside, to me that's not surprising in the slightest. I definitely felt like it wouldn't make sense for them all to be discharged once in 2025 and immediately head right into comeback and full promotional mode and having to do concept photos, strategizing, the looks and the feels and the color palettes for their next upcoming work, and then get all the studio recording done. And in addition to all that, have all the venues secured, because these are stadium touring, full sold out in like 5-second artists who have extremely high anticipation volume of fans. They have a lot of anticipation. It would take a lot of time and craft, and especially because they have such dance choreographed heavy performances with such involved stages, like multiple stages. They're not just standing up there doing a two-step with a couple of backtracks and wrapping up and calling it a day. It's a really fulfilled shows that they're doing, and the amount of regions internationally they would have to hit. It's a lot of intensive planning, and especially doing something as labor intensive that's extremely emotional and takes a hard toll on the body, like mandatory military inscription. It would take a lot of time to kind of de-escalate from all that and then be in full demand as a group. So it entirely makes sense that they would return in 2026. But earlier on, when they first announced that it would be 2025 and there would be a couple of armies here and there that kind of would scratch their head at that, it would be met with a lot of defensiveness. And I think part of that too is because the initial announcement of them going into military was very overwhelming and distraught for many fans. And then of course the infamous news that hit the international circuit, and them terming it like a hiatus and giving it negative connotation, and the stock dives and hype and just the overall overwhelming panic. And then I think 2025 was just a way to kind of soothe everything over a bit, and to give people an actual return date to have a little bit more of room to kind of take a breath. But to me, 2026 sounds a lot more reasonable, gives the guys a lot more time to come down from everything, spend time with loved ones, family, friends, etc., and get to have time to actually get the creative juices flowing and not be in a situation like they detailed in music like Black Swan. And with the solo projects and the wide breed of sounds that they've done, it's going to be so much better. So I'm happy to hear that 2026. Now, as far as the Grammy nomination situation, I don't really have much to add there. I'll be honest with you. As I mentioned, this week has not been great. Nah, it hasn't been great. This year as a whole hasn't been great. This week in particular, kind of encapsulates just what a dumpster fucking fire things have been in this year. But in particular, there's been a lot of discourse online, and yeah, so I was entrenched in Twitter, of course, and there was some political discourse that I was engaged with, and I just kind of took my eyes away from that, and I just happened to see the announcement of the Grammy nominations, and I also saw that there was in my For You part of Twitter that was trending, congratulations RM and congratulations Jungkook. And I hate to admit this, but my heart skipped a beat, because for a split second I thought, oh my god, did Jungkook and Namjoon win nominations? Did they? Because I even said in my part 1 of should BTS care about the Grammys, obviously the answer is no, but I had said, just in my opinion, Standing Next to You is a bona fide Grammy loving song. Like, it was a bona fide hit, and in my humble opinion, it should have been even bigger than what it was, and it was already pretty fucking big. And then there's also Namjoon's critical acclaim with Right Place, Wrong Person, and the launch of the film docu-style that is coming out from it as well, and the amount of praise that he's gotten, a lot of attention from many press, and a lot of prestigious journalists have chronicled just how innovative that project was from him. And I think all the members deserve individual nominations. I even detailed in that should the BTS win the Grammys, I went extensively for 40 minutes on just how deserving I think each member of the group deserves specific Grammy nominations for specific songs, old and new, and as a whole as a group. But I really did think for a split second, because of those trending hashtags, I genuinely thought, oh my god, they got nominated. I went into the hashtags, and while the news that I did find was great, it was not. So once again, they will not get my viewership. The Grammys have not gotten my viewership in many a years, and it's just gonna stay that way. And they cannot then, use ARMYs for engagement. I know Jin and potentially Hobie could have done like little pop-ups as representatives for the group if it had been so, but in the end I am not really disappointed, because I don't really expect much from the Grammys anyways. I was like, yeah, whatever. But I am disappointed for the guys, because that is something that they still do care about. Maybe they don't have as much passion for winning it as they had in previous years, but clearly there is still a want there. Otherwise, why bother submit songs at all, right? And yeah, it would complete their massive set of award wins, even though they have 164 wins of dang songs. Anyway, in any case, I just think, who cares? I would love for them to no longer care, and I would want more than anything that they never submit to the Academy ever again. I would love that more than anything. I would love for them to say deuces to the entire organization, never once perform ever again, and never submit to them again, and truly and fully turn their back on them. But that's not going to happen. I am not in Delulu world, so I know most likely they will submit again. But it doesn't change a goddamn thing. And now we have 2026 to look forward to, and I cannot wait for the amount of domination that BTS are going to bring. They're going to break every record. If people think that ARMY is loud and obnoxious and blah, 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 and want to slag us off, just wait until they're all back and they're in comeback mode and fully refreshed with vigor and passion. You are not even going to believe the level of record breaking that's going to happen. We're going to get so fucking hype. You have no idea. It's going to go crazy. And I look forward to it. Anyways, I'm going to keep it like that for this podcast. Thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, feel free to leave your commentary below if you want. Thank you to listeners via Spotify and Apple. Till the next one. Bye.